everybody. Today this video is going to be addressing the cost of actually being a realtor here in British Columbia. I am located in Coquitlam, but this video is anyone in Vancouver, Metro Vancouver, Fraser Valley. It does cover that broad sector. It's going to just go in depth of what are the costs to first get into it, being an agent, and then of course what it costs monthly to be an agent with all the fees, marketing, at least what I pay per month, averaged out with other things in mind. But I just wanted to make this video because real estate sometimes is looked as glamorous, and it can be, there's big commission checks, but let's just look at some of the costs monthly that you kind of want to expect if you are planning to be an agent, or you're getting your license, or you finish your license and now you're really just about to become an agent, or want to switch from full-time, or want to be a part-time agent, anything like that. I'm just going to tell you my costs so you kind of know what to expect to get in. So let's first start with what are the costs just to get your license. If you're starting, like you have not gone to the real estate division course yet, what are those costs? So let's get into it. So the first we were going to be looking at is the licensing course, Real Estate Trading Services, which is part of the Real Estate Division School of Sauder of Business at UBC. So this is to essentially get your license. You have to buy the books, the booklets, questionnaires, all of that stuff to help you study to pass the exam. That's a total of $1,150, not cheap. Once you get if you do pass your exam, you have to do what's called the Applied Practice course, which is $875. This is when you actually kind of work with the brokerage, such as, Remax, Keller Williams, EXP, and start doing two components on that end while you're kind of being an active real estate agent at that time. This is a fee I forgot about. Licensing assignment fee of $1,000. There's $300 to put away to the real estate compensation fund. And then the insurance here, errors and omission insurance, is about $700, which totals a starting cost of $4,000 just right there, which is, quite a lot. You have to have that ready. And every 2 years after is going to be $1,650 for all of those combined, I believe. I think I got mine back and it was closer to $1,500, but anyways. But for the board, you're going to have to pay a total of $1,254. So $100 to the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver. For the BCR Real Estate REA is about $900. Canadian Real Estate Association, $200. And GST of. All right, so now that we got past that part, let's go into what a monthly breakdown of costs look like for myself. This is gonna vary very differently than other agents, but this is gonna be myself. I'm gonna try to keep it as simple and straight as possible, not veering too much to one side or very subjective things. I'm trying to keep it, what standard real estate costs are going to be for most people in the business. This might not apply to everyone, but like I said, let's try to keep on track here. So the first one is, so I'm with Keller Williams, so there's going to be a fee. My fee varies whether I do a listing. It's going to cost money to get that listing up with the MLS. There's conveyancing fees, there's tons of fees. So I rounded it out to about $90 a month that I pay to Keller Williams. With that, it actually is great because it pays for a program I use for cold calling and prospecting, which is telelisting. If it didn't pay for that, I have to pay for that on my own. It also pays for a customer relationship management system, CRM, which is basically a database where you put everyone or everyone you talk to into a program where you can talk to people conveniently. Conveniently might not be the right word. At set times, as someone says, hey, I want you to call me back in 3 months or 2 weeks or 1 week or tomorrow, you can put a little reminder, call them back or send them an email, yada, yada. So that does pay for that. So about $90, I've seen it down to 68, and I've seen it at 150, so I just use 90. So my second one here is a website. I pay $20 a month, Squarespace website. I think it's $250 a year. So I say $20 a month, including the domain. Another one for myself is postage stamps. you know, for sales cards, anything like that. I sometimes do a thank you card to a client. I spend about $20 on actual postage stamps. That might actually not be the case for you guys, so you might be able to take that off. I work from home, so I have to get, you know, constant supplies. Big one is ink and paper, probably spending, if I average it out, about $15 a month for ink and paper. My phone bill is $75 a month. You really need a phone, so, you know, I know people pay probably less than me. I might be getting screwed over 75, or some people pay, I know some people pay a lot more, so hopefully I'm right in the middle of 75. A big one you can't really avoid here is the real estate board fee. I just went through my email my last month. I said 195. You know, that might vary again, but I just want to use that number. It was the last one that I paid $195. And then here's a big one. So I use a program for e-signatures online called Dotloop. There's also DocuSign. It's probably even a bigger one, but I use Dotloop. That costs me $40 a month. So if I want to send out a contract, listing agreement, addendum, amendment, yada yada, and I don't want to drive to the person, have them sign in person, or if they don't want to do that as well, put it online, send in an e-signature, gets them in about 30 seconds, they press a button, send it back, saves everyone hassle and time. So that service cost me $40 a month. Really recommend it to most agents as well. And then here's another one I use, is called MailChimp. So I basically do a monthly market update to people in my database that want to know about the real estate market and what's happening month to month. So every month I actually send out an update on certain areas, whether it's Vancouver, Coquitlam, Richmond, Delta, yada yada. I do a little update on each one. You just click a link, you can see if the market's going up and down for condo, detached, townhomes. So I think it's just great because they get to see where, if they're looking at a property in Burnaby, how's the market? If they're looking to buy, you know, good time, or if they're looking to sell, maybe not a good time, and where the market's at. So if you guys actually want me to, you know, show you what that looks like, you just feel free to shoot me a message. I can send you it month to month, and you can see and copy it and use it for yourself. And then we'll go back to, I guess, general office supplies. You know, it's hard to really tell. I'd say $20 a month. You know, pens, markers, my computer, like my mouse dies, and you buy batteries, just things like that. I put $20 a month. And then I have another $10, but probably more, in miscellaneous things that I need to get for any reason, whether I have to buy a new key for the property because it broke. You know, there's just tons of things like that. And there's another one I actually put down, is Sentry Lock, which you do need. It's basically an app on your phone, and you pay for it. So if there's a lockbox, you go on your phone and you know, press the button on that lockbox, and it connects to your phone, and you do your password, and you get the key for that home. Because lots of properties are on lockbox, so the agent is able to thrift show it. I don't really know how much I paid a month. I tried looking quickly in my email, so I'm just going to leave it out for now, but it's something you need. So, you know, this total is based on a lot of variables, but for me, I can see myself paying at the minimum about $500 a month. So $500 a month just in those fees alone to be real estate. And now we're going to go into a couple of other subcategories. These, I don't know how to explain it, maybe like not direct real estate, or they're one-time things. But I'm going to tell you what I'm not including first. I'm not including clothes, you know, suit, things like that. It's just so variable to everyone. Office space, people work from home, people might be working from the office. And that's a great one to bring up, is like the monthly fees that I pay at $90. Like, if you were to go to Remax or, you know, Oakwyn or any other ones, you know, I've seen fee people pay up to like $375 a month, $400 alone. Even, you know what, maybe even $1,000 if they want the office in there, and they have a lower commission, meaning like they take less commission, but you pay more up front. So I've seen this up to, you know, $1,000. So $90 is really absolutely nothing if you ask other agents. Where was I? Office space, you know, laptop. You might want to buy a laptop every 2-3 years. I'm not even going to include it. What I put here, marketing, Facebook ads, Instagram, Google AdWords. I'm just not even going to talk about that now. But of course, that is, if you are wanting to go that route, some more money right there. But let's get into it. So the biggest one here for me is gas. I'm just trying to average it about, because I do a lot of driving in real estate. So I'm going to say $250 in gas. That's probably more like $350 now. It's 2022 and gas prices are pretty nuts. So yeah, I'll just say $200 just right now. Car insurance, I have to pay for certain car insurance where I'm insured, where I'm driving other people. I just said $25, but that's not my total car insurance, but I think I pay that for real estate. I'm trying to connect it there. So $25 more a month for that insurance. And then I'm gonna say mail outs. New Year's, Halloween, if you want to send something to a client. New Year's cards, Halloween's cards, I have a decent database, so it costs me about $500 probably bucks in total, like each year, just to send out all these mail outs. So I can say $40 a month, just roughly. Another one is gifts for clients. If you have a buyer or seller and complete, you can spend anywhere, and this can be very variable between $20 to $250. So I just put it $100, just try to stay somewhere in the middle. Food on the go, which is like big for lots of realtors. Like coffee. You just find yourself on the road, so you do have to buy a little more food. I just put $50 a month, but you can take that out if you think you're just gonna make food from home and bring it. But I just spend myself meeting with clients, purchasing them a coffee 2, 3, 4 times a month, whatever, alone. So that's probably like $30 right there. And then parking, New West, Vancouver, South Surrey, like White Rock area. If I'm showing a property, there's just places where you have to pay for park. So I put down like $12. I'm assuming a month I'd pay. And then business cards. In total, I think it's around, I pay about $200 every year, all year for those cards. I get them in big bundles, like 1,000 card bundles. So I guess I can, what is that? It's $15, $16 a month, I hope. So yeah, around that, $16 a month if we're gonna go monthly. And then insurance. Remember I was talking about before, the insurance. I think the last time I paid was $1,500 for the 2 years. That number could definitely be wrong. I know it's anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800. I used $1,500, and that's over 2 years. So I don't know. Like maybe we'll put like $125 a month. I'm not sure if it could be more or less. So I'm just gonna put $125 a month. So the total right there from those ones I just added recently was $468, and that seems about added on to that $500 of what I probably pay each month if we average it out. So they're alone like at least $1,000 realistically if you are doing business. It's pretty close to what I pay, but it definitely waxes and wanes. And then here's another one I'll add. So if you get a listing, right? So think about it. If you are, for example, we're going to use selling a detached house, because I don't even want to talk about, having to order strata documents. That's $250 right there just for documents alone. But if we'll talk about detached, we want to get photos done. Those range between $100, $150 for a good photographer. You probably get the video done with that as well. $200, $350. I've seen people pay a lot more. I've got a great guy right now, so I'm in between that $200, $350. A floor plan, which is pretty standard for a listing, probably $150. It's based per square foot. So if it's a detached, maybe it's probably closer to $200, $250. And then it will cost you about, I think it was between $50 and $90 just to upload it onto the MLS, which should get onto all the websites you've seen, maybe Realtor.ca, Rue, yada yada. Everyone's website will have it on there, so you have that service. And then for detached listings, spend about $75 on flyers alone. I will send those out to the neighbors, Sometimes even knock on doors and say, hey, we're having an open house, here's a flyer if you want to come by, yada yada. So there alone, oh, there's another one, for sale sign. I won't even talk about the cost of like getting a for sale sign, like purchasing and making yours, because that definitely, it's hard to pinpoint the price for every single one, but it cost me, so I have a company that comes and takes it in, and they charge about $75 to actually install the sign and take it out. I think that's about it. I think about $75. But yeah, those alone, you know, on the minimum, we're going to be spending around $650 per listing. You know, but that can easily, for like, especially a luxury house, you know, staging, virtual staging, that can get up to $1,000 plus. So I just use $650. I'm sure agents who might be watching this, you know, $1,000 is substandard for themselves, or maybe agents do their own photos and it's $250, $300. But I spend myself, I'm probably closer to the $1,000 range, but maybe in the middle, like $700, $750. So right there, that's another $750. So if you add that up, I mean, you're looking at, if you have one listing a month, about $1,700, but you know, if we want to make it pretty and you can do things better, maybe $1,500. But of course, if that listing does sell for a house, you know, that commission, depending on what you get after taxes, GST and all that, you know, you're looking at, for let's say $1 million house, at least $5,000+ like gross commissions. So it does make up for that if you do sell the house and you do get that. But yeah, that's a breakdown for my businesses just alone. Using one listing, I used that one time / somewhat set into real estate, like that gas one I was talking about. And then of course the first category, which turned out to be, I think it was $500 for my monthly fees. So yeah, that's a breakdown for I'm a realtor here in Coquitlam, BC. So yeah, I hope this just gives you an idea of prices. If you are planning to get into real estate, if you haven't even got your licensing course, I always say to people, you know, have $5,000 at least in your bank. I think when we looked at it, the total was like $4,200. Have $5,000 ready aside. Have some money put aside also if you're going to jump in full time, like an eggs nest where you can eat that $500 or to $2,000 a month, realistically, in expenses. If you aren't, make sure your part-time job covers that at least. So yeah, that's a basic breakdown. Of course, shoot me a message or text if you have any questions on this or want me to go into more details on anything. I don't mind, whether you want to know how much like KW fees are and like what you get in that, yada yada. But yeah, I hope that helps, and thank you for watching.